Hello everyone and welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is round 15 of XRL's X2 division. I'm joined here by Asthma Frog.
Hello.
See, we're hoping for a good race today. If Kev, if you can have a wee look and see if there's a stream that might have
Yeah,
the weather on it just now.
just getting it up now,
I'll have
bud.
a wee check out. From what we can see just now, sky looks a bit overcast, so we might be expecting some rain during this session.
Oh, well, I've got an advert on Mike's Twitch, so give me a minute.
Of course. So the first out onto the track are the two AlphaTaris, who I reckon probably once again are going to be favourites for the front row of the grid. Interesting to see how much they're doing their tyre warming on the outlap, because this track seems to really resist getting heat into the tyres.
Okay, so qualifying's going to be dry. Start of the race, 75% chance of rain. It does drop down quite a bit after 15. Then after 30 minutes, it's all the way down to 8%, is it? 7% to 45, right. And then 60 minutes, we're looking at 16%, and it goes back up to 70. Yeah.
So likely we're going to have a wet race that's going to dry up as we go on.
Yeah,
basically.
Basically. That's interesting.
The only thing we won't know is whether it's going to be a wet or an interstart. So we'll have to wait and see for that one. But it makes quali particularly important because if we've got a wet race, at least for the first portion, it means we're going to have the absence of DRS, which is almost completely essential at this track for overtaking.
Yeah. I might have to leave because I've got the game glitch again. I've got no game sound. I'll try my headset. I'll reset that first.
Alright, so we've got XRL Edgar then. First car to start their lap. That Ferrari stakes out the way, which it does. So down into turn 1, nice and tight on the apex. Heading on to the quite technical section that makes up the second half of Sector 1 and the sort of beginning through middle of Sector 2. Lots of time to be won and lost here, particularly if you don't maintain momentum through the turns. So easy to invalidate this corner here. Oh, that may have been... It was an invalidation. So we'll switch to Mag, who has already backed out, it looks like.
I think you should start maybe. Hopefully you're back on.
Yeah, it does look like Mag's backed out, so the next one on the lap's Windex. Change that to full map. Purple Sector 1. Oh, keeps it within the lines in that tight turn. It's a good line through that turn as well. Coming down to the chicane, really easy to dump it here if you catch the curbs the wrong way. Yeah, pretty cleanly through there.
Right, we have game sound.
Reasonable amount of momentum held through those turns there. Should hopefully be flat out through this one more or less, so a bit of a lift. Purple Sector 2 as well, so on for the fastest time so far, I think really because the cars ahead have backed out. Now again, lots of time to be lost here if you don't quite get your line right through the slow turns. Easy to put the power down too early and spin it out as well. And there we go, around the final turn. Power's down nice and early. Oh, nearly loses it, but over the line for a 1:18.2, which is our second lap, although a Mag had backed out. So I'll switch back to... In fact, I think I'll switch to... Yeah, I'll switch to Edgar.
Right, I'm back. That's good. All sorted. Right, so where are we up to?
So the two AlphaTaris had to back out their laps, basically, was the big chat to begin with. Oh, Shikari goes fastest with a 1:17.75.
Not a bad lap.
And we got Mantit just beginning their lap. Quite sure who that is going through the final sector, but I'm going to switch back to Edgar, who's coming around the final turn. With a 16.8.
That's a good lap.
Set on a second lap tyres as well.
Yeah, that's a good lap considering.
Looks like Mag might have... Oh no. Just must have caught them at a low momentum point in the lap. This is going to be close. It's a 17 flat. Switch back to Mantic. Looks like they're backed out.
I think he's backed out, yeah. Mantic's backed out.
Yeah. Some elbow with Fritzy now. It's come up that he's set fastest sector 2, but it could just be the game glitch.
We've got Jeff sat in P3 with a 17.7 as well.
Oh, nice lap from Jeff. Gets him at the sharp end.
Yep, he'll be happy with that. The banker.
I think Fritzy's on for a decent lap here.
Yeah, it looks to be. It looks pretty tidy so far. I'm just on board with him now.
Actually made a mistake before. I thought it was sector 2, but it was sector 1 he was showing his purple for, and then it did show him again for sector 2. I suspect the second could have been the game glitch that I was talking about
he's
before.
had a bit of a slide in the final.
Bit of a moment,
yeah.
and it's going to be 17-4, so third place on the grid so far.
Decent lap, isn't it? Especially when you take into consideration the mistakes that he made.
Yeah.
Definitely more time.
So it looks like Mantic had a back off lap. He's now going on heavy through sector 1. He's come up as purple. It's decent momentum through the long right-hander up the hill. Into the chicane now. Yep, that's really clean. It's probably about the best I've seen that taken so far. Oh, a bit too much curb there. Unsettled the car.
Danny set to 27.7 in the first sector. Not bad.
Atlantic in the final 2 turns now. Whole lap can be won or lost here. That's nice and tight line. And then running into the final turn. Yeah, that's good as well. Should be a decent lap, should be up there. 17-2.
Yep, 17-2. Danny's on a pretty solid lap.
Coming up as fastest in sector 2.
Yeah.
Then question marks over game glitch. Could
yeah,
be.
He did look pretty solid. I mean, I'm not sure if it was the fastest bit.
Into the final turn. Lines
Decent.
are good.
Very decent.
Power down.
Should be
thereabouts as well. Yep, 17th
Yeah,
lap.
17-0. Very good lap. Mike is on a lap, I believe. Yep. Well, Mike's capable of getting in the 16s. I've seen him do that. 27.6 per sector. That's really good.
Track seems to be ramping up. It seems every time we see a lap, the first sector's going purple.
Nice and tidy, Mike.
Yeah, it's good.
Good balance.
I do honestly appreciate how hard it must be with auto gears going around these turns, because half of the turning comes from gears when you're using manual.
Good second sector as well.
Combined.
Into the final corner, what can Mike do?
Final turn, nice and tight. Power down early. Yep, here we go. This should be a good time. 17-3.
Pretty close up there.
Oh, just a. It's very close. There's only 4/10 between first and seventh place.
Yeah, very close.
And there is around about a second between first and ninth.
Yep. Got Mantic coming out of the pits.
Yeah, I'm just going on board with Edgar now, who's down into turn 1. Their second flying run. Gonna watch their lap because they're currently on provisional pole. Pretty tidy first sector so far.
Mag's about to start his lap as well. I'm on board with him. Mag's our championship leader, is he not?
Yeah. So that's a purple sector 1 for Edgar. Remembering that the two of them set their laps on lap used tyres because they had both aborted the first runs. So you should see an improvement from each of them this time. Oh no, that's an invalidation for the second time from Edgar. So we'll switch to Mag, going through the first sector, purple.
4,000 up on his time in the first sector. I mean down, sorry. He's quicker, ever so slightly. We're good so far.
A little bit wide there.
Yeah, a little bit wide. I think he caught the curve on the inside left of the corner before.
Martin Brundle would say he didn't really trouble the apex there. 3.5 tenths up though, this is set to be a good lap. Should see a mid-16 here, if not better, depending on how the grip is through the final 2 turns.
Yeah, it looks really tidy.
Yeah, it's plenty
Yeah,
of
he's
power
using,
down.
yeah, he's
Right
using
gear
all the
as well.
track.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go,
mid 16.
16.5. It's fantastic, lap.
16.582, the current provisional pole lap. So we're switching to Low, who's
Yeah,
currently on a
second one.
lap. Oh, XRL Flavor just crossed the line with a 17.3.
It's a good
Puts him
lap.
into 6th place, so the track is definitely improving.
Yeah, Low's at 10.5 up in sector 1.
Switch back to Low. Going through the chicane now.
Oh.
God, a lot of them really
Yeah,
keen to take a lot of curb.
Yeah, a lot more than I'd be willing to take.
Yeah, I really don't touch them as much as these
Oh.
guys are, because that would properly unsettle the car.
Still 3.5 temps up. Okay, pretty solid lap so far. I think he might even be in the 16s, yeah.
I should imagine so if these final 2 turns are
Yeah.
tidy. Oh, okay, it's
wide
a bit
entry.
more of a wider line. Doesn't necessarily mean it's all that much slower. It's a 17.1. So a good improvement to put them on the second row of the grid so far. What else have we got out? We've got one of the AlphaTauris coming through. No, that's an out lap, is it?
Mantic's
No.
on the lap.
No, going to pit.
Mantic's just...
Is that Windex coming round the end of the lap? No. No, it's just Flavor coming in. So let's shift to Shikari, I think it is. I saw before that it looked like Shikari invalidated his first attempt on these tyres, so this is not brand spanking new tyres on this lap. Wonder if he might abort because he's down. Yeah.
Yeah, Mantic looks to be on a bit of a flyer here. Oh no, he's lost a bit of time. Yeah, he's back out.
Fritzy coming through the final turn here. I haven't seen whether they're up or down. It looks like it's going to be close to the front.
Oh,
yep.
Solid lap.
Improves to a 17.2.
Tell you what, the grid's getting closer and closer.
Yeah, looks like Mantic's aborted. It does seem like because they know it's going to be a wet race, they're chewing through all of their tyres here.
Eggers on another flyer.
Is that an Aston? No, Low's aborted, it looks like.
Oh, Eggers might have a bit of traffic coming here. Purple sector 1 again.
2.5 tenths up in the first sector. Come on, Edgar, just keep it within the lines this time. It's twice we've seen you invalidate. Oh, he's definitely pushing the limits of the grip on the car.
Yeah. Grave attacking the apexes as well in that chicane.
My goodness me, honestly. I just don't think it's necessary at this track to attack the curbs that heavily. There's a lot of risk in doing that. Half a second up so far. This is around about a 16 flat this is going to be.
X1 time.
Yeah, definitely.
You're in the wrong division,
Once again showing that these guys are going to be promoted, I would imagine, at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Particularly if they show similar pace on the new game. And that's through the final turn, and it's a 16.3.
Wow.
So takes provisional pole by 10.5. 2 tenths, rather.
Fantastic lap.
I did notice during some of the practice sessions that more than most tracks this does ramp up in the final few minutes,
Yeah.
so we're getting to that point where it's ideal to start thinking about heading out, and it's not affected like Spain was by lots of marbles.
Yeah. But he's currently got Viper Vitus to start the lap. Can he get himself out of last position? Come on, buddy.
I totally
you can do
believe
it.
they can.
Well, he's only a 10th off the car in front, for less than a 10.
Bit wide in the turn there. Power on nice and early, you can make back some of the time. There's a little bit of pickup on the inside of that corner there.
Yeah.
That's nearly 7 tenths up so far, so significant improvement on the lap so far.
Come on, buddy. You can do it. Just keep it tight. Nicely done.
Yeah, through the chicane tidily. Probably a little high on the gears there, it's affecting his turn in.
Half a second though.
Yeah, it's still just under 6 tenths up, which is good. Final 2 turns. Come on, nice and tight, get the power on as early as you dare. Into the final turn. tight as you can, or make it a V shape. And down to the line, and it's a 17.5, so a
Good
three-quarter
lap.
of a second improvement nearly.
Well done, Barry.
So I've switched over. Oh, it looks like Mantic is aborted already.
Yep.
So who have we got next? We've got an Aston coming through the final turn to start the lap, and it's
That'll be low.
XRL low.
Yep.
Power down. Full ERS deploy on. Can never really underestimate how much that extra power going through the rear wheels affects the grip, which is they're illustrating really well there.
Yeah, yellow flag, that's going to be.
That's exactly what you have to look out for. The extra power going through the rear wheels makes it so much more likely that you can spin it out like that.
Mantic's next to start the lap, is he?
Yeah, Mantic coming through to start across the line. So he's done a second warm-up lap, it looks like.
We also got
Didn't see an invalidation there.
We've got Mag just behind him who started the lap, and then we've got Mike and Jeff. He's about to start a lap, I believe.
Okay, we'll stick with Mantic at the moment because he's the furthest ahead on track. Coming through sector 1. 2.5 tenths up so far.
Not bad.
Held it through the turn there. That's a good line through there. That was nice and tight. Power on early.
So Mag was 2 tenths down on his time going into sector 2, so he's losing time.
Mantic's doing well here. This is a solid lap we've got forming. So that's showing fastest sector 2, but 3 tenths up on previous lap time. We've put him in the high 16s at the moment. Final 2 turns. You're never quite sure because it's measured on a previous lap, because Mantic could have made a mistake in the final sector, so he could make a whole load of time up here. That's a good line through the final turn again, so this looks like it's going to be a 16.8. It's a good lap and puts him in 3rd place at the moment. Switching to Mag, who didn't improve, but looks like they backed out.
Yeah, keep your eye on Jeff. Jeff's in sector 3, he's been flying sector 1 and 2. Should be a big improvement.
Jeff now, he's come through the final turn.
Yeah, it should be a big improvement if he gets this right. Oh, 16.5 in P2. Well done, Jeff. What a lap. Yeah.
Really good. And we missed just there as we were switching between cars that XRL Zola set a 17 flat, which is another good lap time.
Edgar goes across the line with the. Oh no. It was Danny with the 16.3. Well done. What a lap.
Yeah, Danny 16.3. And
that'll be Shikari going across the line. Who's next?
Mike's on a back out. Meerkat's on a back out.
Mag's
on a lap.
Yep. And then we lap
10.5 up.
Flavor, who's just behind him.
So this will put Mag in the mix. Managed to keep it together through the final 2 turns. And cross the line, and it's just provisional pole.
Oh, that's
by
close.
0.003 of a second. Once again, continuing the trend of the 2 AlphaTauris being right on top of each other.
Yep. Mike's going into the pits.
I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, Mantic's give up. I think that's our final qualifying standings.
So that's our grid order.
Yeah, it's the grid. Some pace
actually
there.
Some really quick times there.
Yeah.
1:16.3s from the top 3.
Did you do your poll from last season, or did you do that? Or?
I haven't actually mentioned it, but last year's pole position was Lewis Hamilton. Yes, the GOAT. Up yours, Max. Lewis's pole last year was a 1:16.6, so we've got 4 cars on the grid that have beat last year's pole time. So well done, you're faster than a 7 times world champion. But to be fair, that's not difficult in the car he currently has. So I think that must be one of our closest qualifying gaps, 0.03 of a second between first and second. We
Yeah.
got Mag, then Edgar, Danny just behind, just over half a tenth. Then you've got Jeff behind just over a tenth and a half. Then you've got Meerkat, Zola, Low, Fritzy, Shikari, Flavor, Viper, and Windex making up the grid.
Impeccable timing.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
Nah, never
It's
really.
like you've been practicing.
Yeah, this is what I do when I'm not practicing my actual racing, is I'm practicing commentating.
Right, I'll do my usual thing. I'll be back now. I'll leave you to it for a minute.
Lovely, because I was going to ask you to look up the standings. That's not terribly helpful.
Oh no, I can do that. I can do that. I can help you out with that. Don't worry.
Part-time commentator, yeah.
Well,
so I think we can see from the track here that it's looks like it's going to be inters. That doesn't look wet enough to be full
no, it
wets.
doesn't. Right, so in terms of the standings, we've got Magic Mike, who's still top, extending his lead. Like 252 points he's on. MP2 now is Edgar, who's jumped. Jeff, he's on 185. And third in the standings is Jeff, 178. And then fourth is Mike on 137. Again, it's a two-horse race, essentially, isn't it, between constructors and what would have been for the title. I mean, it's all but over now, but never say it's over till it's over.
Absolutely, with no idea what's going to happen down into turn one. It's a bit of a notorious track for first and second sector incidents here, just because it's so technical in the first couple of sectors of the lap.
It's really difficult to overtake as well, so you have to be patient around here.
Yeah, and we all know that people tend to be just a little bit too keen normally on the first lap or two of the race, and it's definitely one to watch out for. But some of these guys are well used to racing each other now. I think we've got most of our protagonists right at the front of the grid, so
we should be okay.
Yeah. Wadder seems to think we're going to have somebody doing a Bottas into turn one. Yeah, that was a pretty rubbish incident that year. I think Bottas should have been penalised a bit more heavily for that.
Hopefully we don't get that today.
Sure we won't. So that's Mantic in the chat saying that it won't let them put on wet tyres. So that suggests that the game thinks that it's not wet enough for DRS to be disabled.
Yep. I've experienced that a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, I've been in a couple of races as well. I did one a while back with Patrick Pida, and that was Singapore, and it was basically this similar sort of rain level, and the entire race was done with dry tyres. Does make things quite difficult, because the crossover point's not particularly pleasant to drive in, and if what I suspect is most people will be running inverted setups today.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
We may see some tail-happy cars out there today. It'll be interesting to see what this does to affect people's strategies as well. I think there's a big bit of debate going on just now about what the best strategy for this race is. There's a lot out there think
two stop, one stop.
Two stop is the best strategy. Although you can definitely pull off a one stop. It's about how quick you can be and how much pace you can maintain in the tyres as they get older.
So at the moment, the whole grid is starting on medium tyres, just for reference.
That's kind of what I would have expected, seeing as it seems that the game is suggesting it'll be wettest at the start of the race.
I would be tempted to go on to soft. They're known for being the best tyre in these kind of conditions.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a two-stop, then you know.
Right enough, I'm surprised we haven't seen somebody maybe take a bit of a gamble and use the softer tyre at the start. Though saying that, because everybody was assuming it would be wet from the start of the race, I think we saw everybody chew up all three sets of their tyres.
Yep. which means for many of the grid, soft won't be an option.
It depends how much they take out on a quali lap. So we were completing practice yesterday, and a set of tyres I'd done one quali lap on at the end of Q3. There was 3% wear.
But say you like some Maganeka, they've done essentially 3 laps on the first set stop because they backed out of the first
And
lap.
the last set.
Yeah, so whenever I've been in that situation on the game, it's always put me on the most worn tyres like it did earlier on in the season.
Interesting.
So it'll
It
be
could
the
be a
tyres with
distinct
highest wear.
disadvantage.
Yep.
Yep. Well, we saw Edgar twice invalidate on laps. So he's definitely done 2 runs with 2 laps. With a warm-up and a cool-down lap. Right, looks like we're set to go. It looks like everybody is stuck with the medium compound tyre.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that looks treacherous.
It doesn't look fun. It'll be interesting to see if the guys can get any temperature into the tyres in them conditions. I mean, for all we know, DRS could be disabled after lap 1. You never know. Well, lap 2, sorry. Doesn't get enabled till then, does it?
This is it. It could be quite a challenge to get heat into the tyres here.
Mm-hmm. Mainly the front 2 tyres as well. I noticed that myself during practice. It's all about getting heat into the front tyres.
This is going to make turn 1 extra challenging if people arrive at it and realise they've got no turn in.
Yep. Also, your braking point's going to be a lot earlier. I should imagine so. It just pays to be extra cautious.
Do you know, it's funny, I was just thinking there, in terms of the car design, I actually don't mind seeing the AlphaTaris at the front. It's such a cool design on last year's car. It's one of the best looking cars, I think. So we've kind of got a mishmash of manufacturers after the 2 AlphaTaris at the front. We've got the Haas, the Alfa Romeo, Red Bull, Alfa Romeo, Aston, Ferrari, McLaren, and then the 2 Mercedes and the second Haas.
Right, I will go on board with Manta just to see what goes on. Or do you want me to go further down the grid and you stay at that? Yeah, I'll go.
I'm probably gonna go on board with Danny because he's in 3rd place, so I can see quite a bit from here.
Okay, I'll go on board with Shikari.
Fritzy didn't quite make it into his pit box correctly.
Yeah. Lowe's took a really aggressive stance on his bid. He's pointing all the way into the pit box.
He has. So 5 lights and we're off.
Great start for Shikari. I think he's got the jump on low down the outside.
Jeff's got the jump on Danny, so they're going down into turn 1 now. It's going to depend whether they can make it stick. Oh, late on the brakes.
Shikari's went round the outside.
Edgar
Jeff's
braked really early. Somebody's hit Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff's down to 5th position. The end of the world. Shikari had an absolute blinder of a start. She went all the way.
Yeah, Jeff had quite a good start as well, but Edgar was really slow into turn 1, and it kind of caught Jeff out.
Yeah, Shikari just stayed left and couldn't get round the outside and got through.
Oh, we've got Jeff and Mantic battling, and there's been contact, and Mantic's gone really wide.
Mantic and Low now side by side coming up to the chicane.
Yeah, Mantic, who had to run wide, is now battling to maintain position. Yeah, Low's dropped in behind him.
Mantic's struggling. His rear end, he looks like he's struggling.
So Jeff's managed to get himself right onto the back of Shikari again, which means we've got more or less a 4-car train. Although it does look like Mag's pulling out a bit of a lead at the front of the grids.
Yeah.
On pack, rather.
Mike's been really close to Windex. I don't know whether he...
Guys are all pretty close at the moment.
It looks
Max hits the fastest lap. It is lap 1 though.
it looks less than ideal on them
expect
slick tyres, doesn't it?
It does not look pleasant. So it looks like Jeff's right on the back of Shikari here. He seems to be dropping back from the 3 ahead.
Danny's doing well to stay with the 2 AlphaTauri's.
Yeah, he's right on them. He's within a half second of
Yeah.
Edgar at the moment. It's going to be really difficult to overtake, I would say, in these conditions. Although we still, I assume we have DRS activation and Edgar's gone deep.
Yeah, he just nearly tripped over his teammate Mag into the
But
chicane.
there's no space for Danny to go through.
Yep. Yeah, he kind of tripped over Mag. I don't know if he caught him out braking early or not.
Danny's got caught in the dirty end, has dropped back a bit.
Yeah. Jeff and Shikari still pretty close.
Even through that mistake, Mag didn't really capitalise. He's not really pulled ahead much, so I think Edgar might be the quicker car here at the moment.
It's been the case in the last few races. Edgar's looked really racy. I think there's been a few races as well where he's just handed the position to his teammates.
Yeah, Danny, half a second quicker than the leader on that lap.
Yep. Danny's looking racy. DRS is now enabled, which could be a good
Kind of
thing or a bad
random
thing
given
in
the
these
weather conditions.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I'd be wanting to give up is rear downforce, but go you FIA. So Edgar right on Mag's diffuser right now.
Yeah. Hopefully the track starts to ramp up and the guys can get a bit more tempo into the tyres.
Top 3 are really the closest 3 cars on track at the moment. Now we've got Jeff very close to Shikari at the moment.
I think if you're in Danny's shoes now, you're waiting to see if these trip up over each other.
Shikari's gone deep. Is this going to give Jeff an opportunity? It does, or it should do, but there's no room on this track in that section.
He's really slowing Jeff down now.
Oh, he's struggling.
Yeah, he's just
really
lost a
struggling.
bunch of time. If I'm Jeff, I'm going for the battery dump on the pit straight. I'm getting rid of it. DRS, battery dump. Let's go.
Does seem at the moment like Jeff's clearly the quicker car here,
Yeah.
so it'll be about whether he can line up his move into the start-finish straight. Needs to stay close. Top 3 are all close to each other. Danny is burning battery. He's opened his DRS. He's going for the overtake.
Shikari and Jeff
But I
both
think
burning.
yeah, you don't quite have it.
Jeff within 3 temps, 4 temps.
I think Danny realised that Edgar was burning to defend there, so didn't really commit fully.
Yeah, Danny's in a pretty good position. Driving well.
They're all in saving mode at the moment, and none of them are really using ERS.
Yeah.
They're all sitting on or around the 90%. Jeff and Shikari, the closest 2 on track.
Yep. This is the frustrating side of this track, the position Jeff's stuck in just now. He knows he's quicker, he just can't quite get the move done just yet. Oh!
Fritzy on the back.
Jeff just got the move done on Shikari, the inside of the right hand.
Shikari.
Brilliant move. Shikari made a little mistake, went wide.
Yeah, he really seems to have been struggling with traction out of the turns.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised to see that move was made.
Oh, Jeff has a little
Jeff's
wobble.
had a big snap.
We've got a yellow flag, which would be a Haas wiper bite. I think he might have just had a little moment.
Staying on board with Shikari at the moment because he's deploying to make the move on Jeff. He's got this pace here, but he's not going to have the space because Jeff's moved back across the racing line. I think Jeff will be able to defend the position here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's kept that place.
Now the question is, can Jeff make a dent in that gap between him and the top 3?
Well, it's going to be quite difficult now because he's significantly behind him and the 3 ahead have DRS. So that's going to be worth at least, I'd say, 4/10 a lap. So he's going to have to be quite a bit quicker to make any sort of dent on that. And as we see, the track is definitely drying up now.
Yep.
The rain has stopped. And you can see, just really in this last half lap to 3/4 lap, the track looks much more like dry conditions now. So we should see fastest lap time starting to tumble now.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the fans should stop keeping down.
Still got the 3 cars ahead, not really using any of the rear S. Not really pushing. To be fair, it doesn't look like anybody's really burning the rear S.
Yeah, it's a long race, we've still got 30 laps to go.
Well, the interesting thing is, though, the regen's actually quite good at this track.
Yeah.
WEG is looking... No,
Yeah.
actually they're not. So there we go, there's the fastest lap starting to tumble. I don't think Edgar really committed to making a move there.
I think Edgar's got a lot more in the bag.
Maybe biding this time.
100% battery, whereas Mag is down to 70, Danny down in the 17s. I think Edgar's looking to be I know he's got the benefit of DRS as well, but he's looked really quick recently.
Looks like on this lap, Jeff might be able to break the DRS to Shikari. As we can see, Jeff's fallen a further 4/10 behind, just illustrating how difficult it is to stay on the back of a pack when they've got DRS.
Now, it will be interesting to see if anyone does gamble and go for the 2-stop.
I think actually as well, the other bit we're going to see here is that drivers that have perhaps struggled in the wet conditions may not struggle in the dry conditions. So we could see a few displaced drivers. I'm thinking probably XRL Zola's probably a better position just now.
We're looking at Mike.
I can see him sitting all over Windex at the moment.
He's all over his gearbox at the minute.
I think Shikari, hope he forgives me for saying this, is probably a little bit high up the grid just now.
Yeah, he got a fantastic start.
Compared to his quality pace.
In the wet, yeah. Mag again sets the fastest lap of the race, and Low immediately goes quicker with a 122.
Oh, Low, he's making a move on Shikari into turn 1. He's on the inside. He's got the racing line.
Yeah, is Shikari going to get a better extra on the
going for the undercut. But Low will have the DRS because you get it for both. You get it for both zones. He's going to try and hang around the outside, but it's not really possible.
Nice fair racing.
Good move by Low.
Good racing.
But we've seen that was a fastest lap 2 seconds quicker than what was set previously.
Yep.
And then while we were looking at that, Zola passed Windex to take 8th place. So unfortunately, during that stint, he's lost quite a lot of time behind Windex and is 4.6 seconds behind Mantic at the moment. We've already seen him go about half second quicker in Sector 1 than he's been before, so everybody's going to be going that bit quicker now.
Like
Danny's struggling a little to stay on the front too.
Yeah.
Needs to make sure that DRS happens. Nope, I think he was outside it.
Yeah, I think he is. He's got a yellow flag. Low looks to have gone round. I think he's spun on the second to last corner. He's back on track. He might just want to be going around quickly now.
He's dropped into that gap between Mantic and Zola, so
that's unfortunate.
Zola's got somebody to chase down now.
Shikari's gained that position back. He's got Mantic Meerkat all over his gearbox at the minute as well.
Don't know if he's got any damage. I can't see any from the outside. It doesn't look like it. So in that we missed that Edgar got Mag.
Yep. I think he's going to try and pull him away from Danny's, you know.
Depends how much these guys fight, because we saw that at the last race, didn't they? They cost themselves quite a lot of race time by battling each other so heavily. Are we going to see more level heads prevail, given that, I think it was Edgar, wasn't it, that was spun out in the end? Mag's dropped back a bit. Mantic's making his way onto the back of Shikari further down the grid.
Yeah, at the minute, Edgar's looking like the quickest driver on the grid. He's still got 97% DRS. He's not even trying.
Are they just going to swap positions here?
Yeah.
It looks that way because Edgar's not even burning at the moment.
Yeah, and
He's
he's
just set the fastest lap with a 120.8.
He just looks really. He
Nope,
looked
Mark
quick
hasn't
early
made
on
the
as
move.
well.
Yeah, Danny's struggling to stay with it now. They've both got DRS.
I mean, to be fair, Danny's still in a very good position, you know. He's not dropping too far back. He's just. Does he risk pushing it with his battery to get back in, or no? As I say, that he looks a little mistaken.
Mantic's really close on the back of Shikari now.
Right, but might get to 3
Come
seconds.
through sector 1 into sector 2. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of those at this track because it is quite easy in places to breach the track limits.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that'll be the last one of the race.
Definitely. Chicago's got plenty of battery to defend with.
Mantic, I think, has been pushing quite hard to get on the back of him, and he's not got a great amount of battery at the moment.
Yeah. Mad's just gonna stick behind Edgar, follow him. Yep. Low again is looking race. He's currently catching Mantic Meerkat again. Mantic Meerkat's flashing, so he's really low on battery.
But Danny is making some gains. It looks like he's maybe burning a little to get on the back of them. Jeff has been holding them quite well, considering that the cars ahead have DRS. He's only lost about a second overall.
He's doing really well
since he took 4th place, so he's doing well here. Shouldn't be too disheartened with that because a lot is now going to depend on what strategies drivers decide to run.
Yep.
We're going to see the 1 stops, or we're going to see the 2 stops.
It's the next.
And if we see the 2 stops, how easy are drivers going to find it to get through the field?
Yeah, I think in the next 2 or 3 laps, maybe we should start seeing some stops if people are committing to a 2-stop. I mean, once again,
somewhere around about 12 or so.
Once again, 10 laps in, no safety car, well done. And as I say that, we get a yellow flag for a Mercedes, which I believe is Windex. Yep. He's
Windex.
Spin, yeah.
Looks like they're cooked their rear tyres,
yeah,
by the look of it.
I
Struggling a little bit to set off there. Windex is struggling through the next few turns. You might see Viper get on the back of them.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Viper. Will this give him the impetus to go forward and attack? Windex gets a 3-second time penalty as well.
And that equals that out for the 2 of them.
Yep. Could be an interesting battle if come together. Flavor's still just 4.5 times, well, it's dropped again.
So Mantic is because I think he's burnt through his ERS, has actually dropped off Shikari a little bit. And Low, who had that spin earlier on, is now a bit displaced. Oh, Mantic's had an incident!
He's caught the curb and
he's lost his front wing, but he's still in the race.
Yeah, thankfully
he's lost half his front wing. He's back on the track, okay.
Yeah, the left end plate disappeared.
He's got 2 cars behind him now.
Yeah, sensibly gets out the way for Fritzy.
Yeah, he's moved over.
Yeah, well done, good job, Martin. You've got to respect that.
Yeah, so
you've got to.
He's missing a good deal of his front wing, so I'd imagine that's going to be a pit situation for him.
Yeah. Well, it's one going for the 2-stop. But a yellow flag again.
And forces you into that now.
Windex has come up against, so Viper has actually gained that position. Go on, buddy.
If I was Windex, I would consider boxing and getting rid of those tyres, because once you've overheated them on a track that's this technical, it's quite difficult to get them back down to temp again. Oh, we've seen a few positions changing at the front. That's because we've got...
Jeff's gone on to mediums, and Jeff had a really slow pit stop there for some reason. That was strange.
He maybe got held.
So Jeff and Danny both committing to a 2-stop, both out on medium tyres.
Be interesting to see if that influences the rest of the grid here.
Yep.
Will they stick with their current strat, or will they make the change? So Danny's come out on track. He's less than a second behind Flavor at the moment, who's on the medium tyres they started the race on.
Well,
We're going to see a big difference in grip, and Windex is retired in the pits. Unfortunately, that will mean a quali ban incoming, unless there's some pretty good reason for it. So Danny's already cleared Flavour. Now getting on down the road towards Fritzy.
No, Jeff, I
wonder if
on his outlap, he's lost quite a bit of time to Danny there.
He did, but you said the stop was slow, so I wonder if there was maybe a penalty or a front wing change in that.
Maybe. The stop was slower. It didn't look like a
seen Fritzy box.
Yeah. In
fact, we've seen Low and Edgar box.
And Edgar, yeah, so we've seen a little bit of a domino effect there.
So I think we might have seen like maybe other drivers reacting to the fact that they're considering it 2-stop here. So Danny in that has jumped Edgar by just over a second.
Yeah.
So the undercut really worked for him there. He's got XRL Zola just on the track ahead of him, who's yet to stop.
Now is Mag continuing for a 1-stop, or is he gonna also go for the 2-stop?
So Danny's catching Mike at some rate of knots here. Coming into the technical section, he's going to have to back out because Zola will be considerably slower here.
Yeah, so you just have to be patient.
Or he might be able to make a move.
Yeah, he's not alongside. Just wait for the DRS and you should get
Zola
that
defending well.
Yeah, we all know Mike knows how to defend.
What we're going to see here.
To put his car.
And Zola's staying out for another lap.
Oh, Danny has a moment.
Danny had a moment.
Oh, and that's allowed Edgar through. Lucky Danny. I think he was maybe pushing a little bit too much there. Shikari boxes for a fresh set of hard tyres.
That's interesting. We have a split strat on the AlphaTaris, I believe, here. Because Mag has not boxed.
Bearing in mind, we have seen Mag do some strange things.
I think Mike decided better than getting involved in that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
We've seen Mag do some strange things with strategy before. We've seen him take softs for 20 laps where it just shouldn't be possible. So we'll see. Mantic sets the fastest lap of the race on 1:20.070.
That's not a bad lap. He's on hard tyres at the moment, so that's a good lap.
Meanwhile, we've got Jeff making inroads towards Flavour. Looking pretty racy just now.
Just less than a second now, so... And Edgar, who's already boxed, has closed the gap to Mag out the front to now 16.7 seconds. So if Mag were to box now,
is it?
Yeah, so if Mag were to box now, he's going to be significantly down the order. So I think that's it. They're already committed to the 1-stop. I don't think they can change their mind now without being seriously compromised.
Yeah, I think Danny is Edgar with them. Fastest lap race 1:18.776.
That's lining up the move here on
Brilliant.
Flavour and makes it happen easily.
Nicely done, Jeff.
Difference in tyres is massive.
Yeah.
So,
right, we've got Low, who's on the back of Shikari, who's on the hard tyres. He must be going for a 1-stop. And Low gets that move done going into turn 1. DRS open, of course, and he's going to continue to have DRS.
Again, a significant difference between tyre compounds here. I think Shikari's looking to battle back, but I just don't think he'll be able to. The traction will be way too good on those mediums. Nah, he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to back out. Yeah. I just don't think that was ever really on. He was never going to be able to put the power down early enough to compete with the medium tyre. And then you go in the dirty air, he's really struggling to keep it on the track.
Danny managing to keep up with Edgar at the minute. That gap to the leader, Mike, is now down to 13.2 seconds.
So this is kind of what my observation had been, is that actually with the freshness of the new tyres, you can negate that stop pretty quickly.
Mag's in the
end out with the advantage.
What tyres he got? He's going for a set of mediums. Okay.
Oh, that's very late in the day to go to the 2-stop.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a silly move, shall I say? I mean, give the cars behind you a massive undercut, and you're not really, yeah, I don't know.
So
Shame.
Jeff's on him, and Jeff's going to make a move into turn 2. He's got the DRS. Can he
Nicely
make this
done,
move
Jeff.
work? He has. The move is done. So Mag's dropped from 1st to 4th place through the undercuts.
Strange.
He will have the freshest tyres now, but he's a little bit out of sync with the other cars.
I mean, the front two have got, what, nearly 8 seconds on them. That's a lot of time to make up on the same compound, whether it be 3 lap older or not.
So while we're watching that battle, XRL Zola and Viper Bite have both stopped for the hard tyre.
Yep.
So it looks like they're one stopping.
It'll be interesting to see how the strategies play out over the next phase of the race. The guys on the 2-stop are probably going to be pitting, getting another, what, 8-9 laps maybe?
Yeah, probably around about... To be fair, they probably did stop a little on the early side, but the undercut can be triggered that way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll run till probably around about lap
25-ish, yeah, 24, 25-ish maybe. Well, yeah, so they're going to have to use a soft
how long
tyre,
they want
yeah.
to run the soft.
Yeah. And whether
Fritzy's made a move. Oh no, because Flavor's finally stopped. He stopped for the hard tyre, so that's
also,
him.
it'd be interesting to see who's the one.
Oh,
with
and Fritzy out turn 1 has had a wee half spin. He's lost himself a load of time there. This should give XRL Zola a good opportunity to catch up a load of time.
Yeah.
And he does take like 4 seconds out of them. Yep, Flavor's gone onto the hard tyre.
Yep, fresh out the hards.
Is that Fritzy experiencing drop-off in those softs already after 4 laps?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Mag can make these fresher tyres work while he's racing Jeff just now. I mean, they're the closest cars on track, so I'm going to stick with them and see
well,
what Mag can do.
Just under a second up on their fastest lap time so far, so clearly the new tyres are working well for them. But there won't be that much difference, I wouldn't think, in the tyres just now.
So, there you go, Mag's dumping his battery. He's going to go for it.
Yeah, he's pushing. He's gone to the inside. Jeff's going to try and cut inside.
Oh,
yeah, he
lovely.
is.
Oh, he couldn't quite get the power down on that inside line.
I've never quite understood why at this track the DRS counts for both sections.
Yeah,
it should really only be one.
Yeah.
It just means like it's so difficult to try and do what Jeff tried there and do the switch back.
I think Jeff will be hoping Mag can now pull him towards the guys in front on the fresher tyres, you know. If he stays within DRS, he can keep making inroads towards the guys at the front. I believe we've got Massive Meerkat on the back of Flavour. Just stick with that whole hard tyre, so. Oh.
I think there'll probably be a bit of a pace difference here. Mantix obviously had a spin earlier on, which has put him a bit out of position.
And Jeff's just dropped out of DRS. Did he get the activation zone? I don't think he did. Yeah, no DRS for Jeff this time.
Yeah, the difference is quite steep on those tyre compounds, even though there's only 4 laps between them. But after those stops, Mag does find himself 8 seconds behind Danny at this point, which is a big margin to make up. With only 4 laps difference in the tyres, and in fact only 3 laps difference over his teammate.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be banking on his tyres at the end being a lot better than everyone else's, because he should be boxing later. But again, that's only going to put him further back with another undercut from the guys ahead, unless he boxes at the same time.
So it looks like XRL Zola is continuing to chip away at Fritzy ahead, who is definitely struggling a bit pace-wise on those soft tyres and won't be all that long away from boxing again, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah.
They'll probably box somewhere in the region of about 20 laps from the end of the race, I would imagine.
Yeah,
No, 15 laps from the end, rather.
round about.
Certainly wouldn't want to run them too long when you're still running this much fuel. So there you go, on the fresher tyres, Mag's taken out a half second out of Danny that lap. So that's not that big a gain, really.
No, I do think Max tyres will start to go in the next couple of laps. They should hit the first drop-off point at least. It'll be interesting to see how much time we can still gain on Danny in front.
Yeah, and we've got Edgar stretching his legs out front, pulling the gap to 2.5 seconds now, back to Danny in second place.
Edgar's cruising.
Jeff in a solid position as well, with Lowe 8.5 seconds behind, and Lowe's got Shikari for company a little bit down the road on his hard tyres. And quite a big gap again to Fritzy, 7.5 seconds, who's on those soft tyres. Zola's taken another 8/10 out of them, so closing fast now on Fritzy. Still got Mantic behind Flavour. I'm surprised they haven't been up. I think it's again because Mantic's managed to almost completely exhaust his CRS again.
Yeah, he's on 8-lap-old hard tyres, whereas Flavour's on 3-lap-old hard tyres as well, which should have a little bit of a difference.
Kind of feel that at some point Shikari will start to feel the advantage of the harder wearing tyres as well against lower head. Oh, Mag's starting to take some significant time out of Danny ahead now. That's
down to 6
just
seconds.
Down to 6 seconds, yeah.
He's really getting a hurry on just now.
Now Zola's got Fritzy in his sights now. Fritzy must be coming towards the end of that stint.
Yeah, he can't be far away.
Get to the point, if they don't stop soon, they won't see the advantage of fresh tyres for very long.
Yeah.
Shikari's did look like he was dropping time, but is now regaining that time actually, back to low ahead.
Yeah, it's just the time of the race where the hard tyres come back to you. The guys on the 2 stops medium start to drop off.
That's another second out of Danny by Mag.
Oh, he's flying.
Under 5 seconds now.
I mean, he has got 4-lap pressure tyres, which, 2-lap pressure tyres makes a difference, but 4 laps is going to be a significant difference in pace.
Particularly if you're hitting those trigger points across the tyre wear where you see that definitive drop in pace. And that's how Mexer Zola now around 1.7. Oh, gaining time hand over fist now.
Yeah.
That's 1.3 seconds in the last few corners.
I think Fritzy needs to be looking to box. If not, Mike will be getting that move done shortly. Oh, so that's 1.3 seconds, yeah.
I have to realise those tyres are done. Shikari getting close to getting in the DRS of low ahead.
Red Bull, is it? Mantic me a had a spin, yeah.
Same place it looks like. Oh, maybe missing the front wing again.
Well,
and yep, no front wing at all on Mantic's car. So Mantic again struggling in that fast left-hander over the hill. It is a really easy corner to get caught out at.
And you were right, Fritzy is now boxing up them soft tyres. Might go past them as he enters the pit lane. Shikari, meanwhile, is
just no more life left in them.
Oh, Fritzy gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, the worst of penalties, because as soon as you do it, you could have avoided it.
Yep. Shikari now within DRS of Low up ahead, so maybe them hard tyres are coming back to him just now.
Yeah, Shikari's definitely got a quicker car now. We won't be too far away. And Mantic's also got 5 seconds as well. Oh, sometimes you just have them days. It happens to us all.
Oh yeah.
That's Mantic shift into the medium tyre. That'll be to the end.
Yeah, that'll take me to the end.
In terms of the medium runners, I don't think we're too far from seeing these guys all box now. Maybe not Mag. It depends how late Mag wants to leave it, because this is the problem with him leaving it later to box, is that they're either not going to see the advantage of the better tyres here, or they're going to be on a shorter stint on the fastest tyre at the end.
Low is the first car to blink, and you might see it.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't understand why Danny and Jeff are still out. I'd have thought they'd have well boxed by now.
I don't know, we're still quite far from the end, and it's the soft tyre they've still got to run, and they're going to be part one.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. It does depend also on if you've burnt up all 3 sets of softs and how much wear you've actually put on your most worn tyre, because more often than not, the game will put you on the most worn tyre.
Well, that's what's going to be a bit of an interesting element here for the final stint, is Edgar obviously invalidated twice, so how one of those tyres that go into the car going to be? Low came out just ahead of Flavor. Low's gone to the hard tyre?
I've just had a quick check through the cars as well, so Low, I mean, Flavor's fuel light is on. Saying minus 0.91, so I do believe that he won't make it to the end of the race. If that's right, yeah, just something worth keeping an eye on, because like you said earlier, we know fuel usage is really high around here, so you know.
I'm not really sure why Low's gone to the hard tyre.
Edgar's now coming up to traffic in the form of Viper Bite.
As Danny moving to the soft tyre, he's the one that's going first. So he was about, 3.5 seconds behind Edgar in front. If he really nails this lap, he might be in with a shout of setting a decent time. It looks like he's going to clear Shikari, so he's not going to have to worry about traffic.
Yeah, he just
needs to belt it now.
He's not using any battery. He's got 97%. He needs to be using it. You want to make as much of a difference as you can. Because
he's maybe just taking it a bit careful for the first 2 turns, because the tyres will be cold at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see if he's going to burn it just towards the end of this lap. What do we reckon it was? A 23-second gap that they need?
Yep.
So Danny's 22.6 to the leader.
He should be gaining time throughout this lap as well. There you go, Edgar now blinks and Edgar's in the pit.
I think this could be quite close by the time they exit the pits. Mag's pitted as well. See, Mag lost at least 3 seconds, 3 laps on a quicker tyre by stopping later.
Is Mag going to lose time in the pit box as well? He should be fine.
So Danny's down to 21.7 seconds. That's Jeff coming into the pit as well now.
Oh, Danny's come down the pit straight.
Let's switch to Danny.
Edgar's going to come out. Danny goes fastest in the final sector. Yeah, it's not enough, but he's there.
Just ahead. So, as we said before, it's going to depend what these guys' tyres look like. Yes, Danny's done an extra lap, but has Edgar got... So, interestingly as well, Edgar's only on 30% battery, whereas Danny's got almost his entire allocation at the moment.
Magic Mag finds himself 3 seconds off Shikari just now. He's on them old hard tyres, who will be going to the end, I believe. Yeah, that could get interesting.
I think, unfortunately for Mag, I think he's been his own worst enemy today. He caught himself in no man's land and didn't really commit to either strategy until it was too late.
Once again, we've got Mike and Jeff next to each other on track.
Yeah, indeed. It'll be a short-lived thing though, with
Jeff on the fresh
Zola on 10-lap-old hard tyres and Jeff on brand new softs.
Right, can Danny hold his own with Edgar at the front?
This is the thing.
He needs to know he can use his battery. Does he? He doesn't know, does he? Oh, he might see a battery flashing. Oh.
Fastest lap of the race, a 1:18.3.
Yeah, you can see the flashing.
It's burning down the straight, you can see a flashing battery, a flashing light, sorry.
That's an invitation, is it not? If you've ever saw one.
He's going to know now.
Magic
Quite
Mag,
difficult to tell
meanwhile,
sometimes,
on
isn't it?
Shikari goes up the inside of turn 1. He's
Oh,
got the move,
Shikari moved across there.
Yeah.
I think Shikari might have been halfway through a spin there. I didn't quite catch it, but I think he maybe tried to put the power down a bit early and went into the side of Mag.
I'm not sure. I didn't quite see what happened, but it'll be interesting to see.
And that's Mike Sola gone through for 5th place.
Yep.
So that's the Alfa Romeos in 4th and 5th at the moment.
Danny looking like
Danny,
he's got the bit between his teeth.
Mag's out of this battle unless something happens ahead.
Yeah.
Just under 10 seconds away. Without a significant amount of battery as well.
Edgar puts the fastest lap of the race in with no battery.
That's a great lap.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good
lap.
lap. Got low on his 3-lap old hards coming up on the back of Shikari, who had that lap. He's going to claim DRS this. He might not quite be close enough. No, it doesn't look like he's going to make it, but we've got Fritzy coming through the final turn. Oh, he's caught a big handful of opposite locks, so I don't think they're going to be able to make the move happen this lap either.
Danny, meanwhile.
Danny really closed up on the leader.
It's interesting because these guys are going to come to traffic in a minute, which I believe is the Haas, which is Danny's teammate.
Yeah, it's
I think he'll just... I know, Barry, he'll probably just move out the way.
So we
Barry's
see the cars
like
behind him. It depends how quickly they close and how quick he gets the message to say blue flags. Oh, he's right on the apex of the turn at the moment. Yeah, he's moved to the inside and they've
Nicely
both
done,
gone
Barry.
through.
Nicely done.
Not anything really gained or lost by either car
No.
there. Edgar's on virtually no battery.
Danny down to 46% now. He used a little bit on the straight. He's getting closer and closer, but...
Because of the two of them having DRS, they're pulling a gap to Mag even bigger than before. Jeff's holding his own behind Mag at 5.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Then we've got XRL Zola, XRL Low. Low does have a tyre advantage there, so that's going to be quite close by the end of the race, I would imagine.
Danny and Egg are getting really, really close just now. Danny...
Trixie down and move into turn 1 on Flavour. Going to the inside. Easily passed, should have the move done here, but they've gone a little deep. Oh, they've gone a little deep, they've caught up a load
gets the move done.
of marbles.
Fitzy.
Oh, he's still on the inside. He's
Oh,
going to be able to make
gets...
the clear. Yes, he makes it through.
That's interesting.
I think he loaded up his tyres, both front and rear, with marbles by going so deep into the turn.
Yeah.
So when he tried to touch the power, there was nothing there. So I think XRL Zola's defending is going to be put to the test here. There's an 8-lap difference between the sets of tyres they have on. I think it's quite a big ask, to be honest. In this game, the tyre wear has a massive influence on how quick you are.
Yeah, I think Lowe just has to be patient and do the move at the right time under DRS if he can, and that's the right time to do it.
I think Mike might actually be sensible here and not fight it too hard if it looks like there's no point.
Yeah. There's that move done.
Mike's going for the undercut. Yeah, it's really difficult to put the power down when you take the tighter line.
Yeah,
I don't think we've seen that undercut work successfully during this whole race because it's just so hard to put the power down when you've got more steering angle on.
No, Danny's still hanging in with Edgar at the front.
To be fair to XRL Zola there, I'm not really sure there was anything that could be done with a tyre difference there.
Yeah, that's another factor, a big factor, isn't it, getting the exit getting the power down on the corner exit when your tyres are that old, you're really going to struggle. Danny's still hanging in there. He's chewed through quite a bit of his ERS to stay with Edgar.
Yeah, he's having to burn his battery to keep up at the moment, I think.
Maybe his tyres are falling from underneath him.
Interestingly, Jeff is closing a little on Mag ahead.
Yeah, now down to 5.2 seconds, that gap.
So the battle for first and second is the closest on the grid at the moment. I think the others are pretty settled now, to be honest. I'm not sure we'll really see a change now unless something happens. Oh, Danny's gone a bit wide.
Yeah, so Danny's been gaining a lot of time in the 2 turns before, and it's that chicane every time he drops like 3 or 4 tenths. He's just, oh, we've got a yellow flag in sector 2, which looks like, I think it was Viper Bike getting out the way of an Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I think we'll just let Jeff through. Probably just giving Edgar that breathing room now to just conserve a little battery in case he needs to defend later on.
Yeah, I mean, unless you had a mistake into this, I can't see the race win going to anyone else other than Edgar right now. He's look comfortable.
I'm going to have a wee check at the race director and see what we're on for track limits.
Yeah, surprisingly, we're only showing 3 cars with penalties to serve at the moment.
So Mag has one. Oh, there's really not many. I don't think anybody's on more than one other than the 2 drivers who already picked up a penalty.
That's good. There's Danny gaining all that time in that right-hander again. Nearly down to his second, and he
seems more confident in putting the power down there.
Yeah, and then he completely loses it on the chicane. All that time he's gained, he just can't quite nail the chicane. I think that's most likely down to the fact that Edgar's on wheel and Danny's on controller. He just seems to not be able to nail that chicane.
So this remains the closest battle in the race. The other gaps all seem to be extending from what I'm seeing. So Mag is falling slightly further behind Danny here. Jeff is kind of holding station. Low cleared Zola a couple of laps ago on fresher hard tyres, and Zola's extending the gap to Shikari, who in turn's kind of holding the gap to Fritzy behind, who is on fresher tyres and actually starting to gain now. So it'll be interesting to see if they can close up. But there's only 2 laps left, and 3.6 seconds is still quite a long way to close in that time. And then the other guys have significant gaps. So.
Flavor's fuel is showing minus 0.66. So I'm expecting him to run out on the last lap.
So we're probably going to see. We might see the Mantic gain 9th. Well, we will see Mantic gain 9th place, but we might even see Viper Bike claiming the last points paying position in 10th.
Right, I can see Flavor is currently fuel saving. He's having a huge lift off into turn 1 and turn 2. Yeah, he's lifting off really early off the power just to try and preserve his position, but
he's that much down. There's going to be no recovering it.
Yeah, still at minus 0.60. It's really difficult to recover fuel around the high downforce tracks specifically. We'll see how he gets on.
So interestingly, Danny doesn't quite have the pace of Edgar ahead, but it's very close. It's maybe only a tenth and a half a lap. But Danny is extending the gap on Mag behind, so he's actually, from this point of the race, it appears he's pretty comfortably the second fastest driver on the track. So.
And his tyres are also a lap older, which, will have a small impact.
Oh, Mag. I wonder what's going on with Mag, if he's just a bit bored in his race by himself, because he's dropping quite a bit of time now to Jeff behind. Don't think there's anything that's going to worry him before the end of the race because there's so little left, but he's lost about a second to Jeff now. Fitzroy's still pushing to close on Shikari here. So it's down to 2.2 seconds. Shikari is in fact on the oldest tyres on the grid at 20 laps old.
Mm-hmm.
So they must be pretty second hand by now.
Yep.
He's doing a drive at the front to catch on the back, but he's just made a mistake in the final turn, so he's lost some of that time he's gained. Burning it all down that final straight. Through some of the turns, he's gaining quite a bit of time. There's definitely points to the lap where Danny's quicker, and then other points where Edgar's quicker.
Yeah. Gap down to 1.5 seconds. Flavor gets a 3-second time penalty.
So
Multiple
Fritzy's
warnings.
burning to get down to the back of Shikari here. They are going to hit the final lap of the race. I think Flavor's just about out of fuel now.
No, he's done well. He's actually got it down to minus 0.37. So he's actually managed to save fuel the last couple of laps.
Jeff is also flashing. So is Danny, but Danny's only a couple of corners from the end. Oh, Danny's gone a little wide there, but they'll be fine. They're coming through. So, well raced, Edgar. Coming through for the win.
Yeah, very good
Closely
drive.
followed by Danny, who finished 2.4 seconds behind. And next we have is Mag. Coming around the final turn. I think he kind of messed up his race with his strategy today.
Yeah.
Fortunately for him. But finishes up the podium in third place. Then Jeff got it down to 3.5 seconds by the end, so a good drive from Jeff. And then we got the first of our solo stops. Oh no, sorry, actually Lowe was a 2-stop as well. It's just he moved to the hard on the final stint. So he comes through in 5th place. And then XRL Zola comes through. He's the first finisher who was a 1-stop.
And there
19
goes
lap old tyres.
There goes Flavor's fuel, I think. He managed to do
Shikai
well
comes
to
through for
save.
7th, Fritzy in 8th. Flavor,
Mantic
is he gonna... Oh, is he gonna make it? Mantic's probably gonna get him, I think. Yeah, because it's really slow at this point.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
Mantic might have him. Is he got him? Is he got him?
oh, it's going to be on the line.
Oh my
he's
god, I
held
can't believe he held on to that.
it. There you go.
So, pretty good race there. It kind of fizzled out towards the end. The cars weren't quite as close as I think we were hoping in the final stint, but a few different reasons for that. But good race all round, I think. So, 2 out of the top 3 places. Once again, the AlphaTauris. Pretty much showing their consistency in this championship.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
So, Edgar also picked up the fastest lap of the race with a 1:18.111, which beats the actual lap record set by Max Verstappen in the 2023 season of a 1:20.6. So, do I really care if you're faster than Max Verstappen? Everybody's faster than Max Verstappen. He's just in the best car. Anyway, Edgar's finished in first, and then finishing up the podium, we've got Danny in second place and Magic Mag in third. Then we've got Jeff in fourth, and then XR Low, Mike in sixth, and then we've got Shikari in seventh, Fritzy in eighth, Flavor in ninth, Mantic in 10th, Viper in 11th, and Windex, who was a DNF who retired in the pits.
Yeah, just to add to that, I believe that Mag has now won the championship, the Drivers' Championship. Mathematically.
Is that enough of a gap?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, if that is the case, congratulations on the
I
championship.
think so. I might be wrong, but
That's
I think so.
That's provisional, obviously, because all penalties and everything else, the stewards decide to look at me change the result. I don't think there really was going to be anything, but just in case. So otherwise, thank you very much for
Yep,
watching. While I won't be here next week, I'm sure Asthma Frog will be to do commentary,
of course.
which will be from Belgium, I believe.
Yeah, it will be. Spa.
From Spa. The last time we will race the old layout, as it's being updated in the new game, so we can all look forward to that. So this has been round 15 from Hungary in XRL X2, and thank you very much for watching.